Okay, hello and welcome to another episode of Arcade Assault. Today we are playing the original House of the Dead. So I'm going to be playing this on the highest difficulty, and I'm taking a break from Pokemon Emerald for today, mostly just because, well, this December 18th is the day on which this game takes place, although this game is set in 1998, although it did also come out in 96. Also, I currently have 24 credits because it's the maximum that the emulator would let me go to. I can just hit the button over and over again until it maxed out. So, yeah, I can't add any more. Anyway, so, I have 24 credits to work with. If I need to, I won't need to, but if I do need to, I can. Oh, also, I should note, apologies for the crosshair being absolutely massive. I don't know how to make it smaller without turning it off. However, I do get one neat little advantage here. That being, since I'm playing it on an emulator, I found a thing that lets me play the game without screen flashes, and that makes this game infinitely more playable to me. And by that I mean I don't need to risk giving myself a headache by the time I reach the mansion. Also, fun fact, this is the hardest trick shot in the entire game. I can never do that consistently. I'm amazed I actually landed it. Also, I'm fully expecting to take a lot of hits very early in this game. Mostly just because, one, I don't really trust my aim, and two, to be totally honest, I am playing this on a mouse. Story. So, yeah, I'm playing this on a mouse, and I'm a little bit less confident. I'm going to go with less confident about my mouse's right-click, because I did a previous playthrough. Okay, thank goodness I saved that guy. Okay, I'll explain that guy in just a second. Basically, I did a previous playthrough, and by the end, it felt like my mouse was giving up on the ability to right-click, which is pretty bad. So, you see how we just kind of looked over there, and there was, whatchamacallit? Also, we're about to break into mansion. So, there was that zombie that was gonna throw that guy off the bridge. Depending on if we saved him or not, depending on if you save that guy or if you don't, you either go through the front door, or you go down through the sewers into the mansion. Either way, the routes all kind of diverge at the end boss of the level, but I do think that's kind of neat and interesting, and I barely saved them. But yeah, I think that's a neat little thing. Also, there was a coin there. I missed the coin, so I'm not getting some bonus points. Although, I'm not too bothered about which ending I get. Like, if I get a good ending, cool. If I get the bad ending, I'm not that bothered. To be honest, as long as I get to the final boss and don't make a complete buffoon out of myself, I'll be okay. To be honest, okay, that went very well. So, to be totally honest, out of all of the main series games, aside from Scarlet Dawn, because I've never had the chance to play it yet. I know there's a person there, fantastic. So, outside of Scarlet Dawn, which I haven't had the chance to play yet, this is probably the game in the series that I know the least, which is weird, considering, you know, how incredibly common House of the Dead cabinets were back in the day. I say that, but, you know, it's... okay, I just got punched in the head by that one. Also, apparently that is a bulletproof lock until the cutscene requires it. Also, we are very close to the end of the first level already. So we save this lady. Also, that zombie with the axes, that... You may... Even if you haven't played this game, you may recognize them. Also, the chainsaw zombies, never been a fan of those guys. But yeah, wait, have I? Okay, I guess I just didn't kill those ones. Fair enough. Anyway, the axe zombies, even if you haven't played this game before, you may recognize them, because that zombie is called Cyril. Yes, all these zombies actually have names. I don't remember what all of them are. However, the one with the axes is called Cyril, and you may recognize him because he's actually at the villains meeting in the first Wreck-It Ralph movie. Just thought that was a fun, neat little thing to mention. And now we are at the first boss.
I was so scared.
So, this is the chariot. Its weak point is the glowing red bit that is kind of representative of a heart for this thing. Also, it is a pretty simple first boss. I say that as I start missing all of my shots and nearly actually take damage against it. Pretty much, you get to it low enough, and then its armor comes off, and then you just have to shoot it until it dies. Obviously, if you shoot the fleshy bits, you do more damage. I think you can shoot the skeleton as much as you want. Also, if you keep shooting it and it's dead, I think you still get more points.
Sophie! You must stop Curian, or else something terrible will happen.
Sophie!
Well, I got through the first level with no continues, so that's a good start. I mean, I got hit a couple of times, but I should get a bonus life or two here. Okay, very nice. Not a perfect first level, but I didn't get any continues, so I'm happy with it. Now then, Revenge Chapter. Okay, so I think this one's called Bentley. I don't remember what that one's called, and he has another Cyril. Also, I'm gonna go this way. It's more dangerous, but yeah, it's dangerous. I shouldn't have gone this way. Because this has some quite fast reactionary stuff. Like, that one takes a swing at you, like, before you've hit the ground. Like, you need to shoot that one before you hit the ground, or you just take a hit. Also, I distinctly remember one time I just kind of sat and waited, because I wanted to see, could that one hit you? Turns out, it actually can. Also, he has, you know, some vaguely Freddy Krueger-looking things. They're dead now, because, you know, we shot them a whole bunch. Also, I know that I get near the top here and I get jumped by... I think that one's called Samson? Is that called Samson or Oswald? I don't remember which. I think there is one called Oswald, but I don't remember exactly. I think the ones in the black suits, I think those ones are called Neil or something. Also, I'm getting just annihilated in this level so far. But hey, we get a bonus life here.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, we have two Cyrils, and we get jumped by more of the claw ones now. Oh, sorry, we have two ones that just have knives. These ones will... Yeah, these ones throw stuff. Okay. Also, fun fact, after this level, we won't see another chainsaw zombie. I will tell you exactly where the final chainsaw zombie in the entire game is, because we will be seeing it very soon. Because that one died quickly.
Thank you.
Like, that one... So, if you don't kill that one in time, we get jumped by ceiling enemies here. So, if you don't kill that one in time, they'll throw the scientist at you to kill the scientist. And that's... Okay, the hammer enemies, I believe, are going to become more frequent, but later we see, like, a chain one. And there's a few of these things. This series loves having enemies that just kind of flick down, and every now and then. Fortunately, I've gotten pretty used to them. However, I will never get used to enemies that just randomly pop up. You know, the sudden random jump scare enemies. Also, I love the idea that these ones see you for a couple of seconds like, oh wait, there's a guy here. Okay, now we get jumped by another chainsaw zombie and another one of those. There is our first continue. Wait, did I shoot the chainsaw arm off of that one on earlier? Also, these things are called mirrors. Also, if we shoot through there, we get another a person to save. Okay. So now we get jumped by... I think this is the second or third last chainsaw guy. We get jumped by another claw enemy. Yeah, and we just blast its arm off by the looks of things. And also there is a weird human-faced fish in there. Wait. I could have sworn there's supposed to be a zombie behind that bookcase. Oh, wait. Oh, I've never seen that before. I shot that one's arms off. Like, I shot that one's arms off, and therefore it didn't have the chainsaw to chase that guy down. So yeah, I guess it would have just tried to headbutt him to death. Anyway, we are now into the lab. Also, I'm going to go up here, because I don't like the jump down. if you jump down, you're like immediately surrounded, and honestly, I always kind of just default to going this way. Okay, so after these kind of weird battle things, this is the final chainsaw zombie in the entire game. I'm pretty sure we won't be seeing another one. And something drops down here, we take out this thing, drop, and I knew it's there. I always forget the second one. Anyway, we are very close to the end of this second stage. Fun fact. Like, we go through this level up, through this room, up a ladder, and then we are at the boss. Also, 10 out of 10, I would like to thank my mouse for cooperating with me so far. Also, if you break all of the glass here, you get... Well, you get points for breaking the glass. If you get through this bit without breaking any glass in the remake, there's an achievement for it. Fun fact. We wanted to drop that fun fact. Anyway, get another bonus life here, and now we can go up to boss fight number 2 versus the Hanged Man. Okay, so also this boss fight has perhaps the moment of like even for a video game character, incredibly stupid decision making. Also, gonna be honest, Hanged Man, I usually don't mind this fight too much. Like, I don't know what's usually considered to be the toughest fight in this game, but I have seen a few people in the past say that Hanged Man is maybe the toughest. But honestly, I don't know, I feel like I generally do pretty okay, and as I say that, I get hit. As I say that, I nearly get hit twice. Anyway, he's gonna fly up and away in just a minute. Okay. There we go. Now he flies up and away, and we get perhaps the stupidest decision possible. Like, we see it fly off, and so we go, what if we climbed over the balcony? Like, hey, what if you just didn't? That would be a great idea. The idea that both Rogan and G would do that is also very funny, because like, oh, these guys are idiots sometimes. Although, to be fair, given House of the Dead overkill, G might do it just for banter and memes, because, honestly, G is kind of funny in Overkill. Although Overkill is, like, violently grindhouse, it's very much wearing its inspirations on its sleeve. It's kind of funny, sometimes. It's trashy in all the understandable grindhouse ways.
We won't let you have it your way, Curian.
Okay, so that is level 2 down, and yeah, we've finished 2 stages, and we've only had 1 continue. So far, this is going pretty well. I think the last time I ran through this, I got to roughly this point, and I think I had 2 continues, and everything went downhill on this stage because my mouse just gave up. So I ended up having just a whole bunch of times where it's like, hey, reload, and it just was not reloading. Also, we're about to find the key card, and you'll never guess what it actually is. If you haven't played this game before, genuinely, you will be shocked when you see this key card. Like, you'll never be able to guess that it's the key. In just a second. There we go.
This must be the security card.
I know. Shocking, isn't it? Sorry, did that one just whiff? That one just whiffed its swing. Like, I don't think that shot its arm off or anything. There was no reason for it to have missed. Also, I do like how it gives you a few seconds to kind of get some hits in advance. Something on the side here. There we go. And now I need to shoot that to free them. We don't see that person ever again, by the way. They don't give us anything. And also, I will probably take a hit here for that. Never mind, I got 10 out of 10. I got the life up and didn't take the damage. Okay, perfect. So far, this level is going very well. Also, fun fact, this game has a weird history. So if you don't know, this game obviously is an arcade classic. I would say it's like one of the quintessential arcade games. Like, I would put it right next to like the likes of Tekken and Street Fighter, and Space Invaders and stuff for like the all-time arcade game Hall of Fame. But this game has a weird and kind of checkered past when it comes to home ports. Oh, also we have like little weird spider enemies here. They aren't very threatening, but still, just want to mention it. Oh, also, the boss of this level is a giant spider. I'm just telling you that in advance. Hence, I want to go this way. Why? Just because I can. Anyway, this game has a weird history with home ports, because it has a, whatchamacallit, a Saturn port. So there's a port to the Sega Saturn, which is now extremely expensive if you want to buy it, and also requires playing it on the Saturn. I don't know how good the Saturn version actually was. Then there is the weird PC version, which I actually own the PC version, but my PC, well, my old PC, it had a disc tray, but I couldn't get it to run it. And I also have, and my new PC that I currently have, just doesn't have a disc tray at all, so I can't play the PC version. So, hey, I got a Model 2 emulator up and running, so hey, I'm just playing it on this. Also, I really hope that my mouse clicks are not picking up, because if they have been, this is going to sound awful. But yeah, and then this game never had another home port ever again, because apparently Sega lost the source code. I don't know if that's true or what. I don't know, like, the entire story and the entire history behind it. But honestly, that's kind of insane, the idea that they could lose the source code to such a beloved arcade game. Like, I know that, like, every time they've remade Nights at Dreams, they had to, like, build the game entirely again from the ground up. And I think that's part of why they never really do a whole lot with Nights. Oh, I saved them! I'm genuinely amazed. Okay, so if you don't save that person, you have to, like, slide down a thing and go and get the card from them. So basically, you go an additional route. Although, also, I haven't, like... I should probably, like, you know... also, I think that's, like, you only see 2 or 3 of that kind of zombie in the entire game. Okay. Hopefully we keep blasting through here. Fantastic. So what was I saying? Yeah, so this game never really had a home port beyond on the weird PC version or the Saturn version, which was obviously incredibly unfortunate, because imagine having this game on the Wii. Like, they could have had this in with House of the Dead 2 and 3. Like, House of the Dead 1, 2, and 3 Return would have been amazing, if the first game had been included with that, but obviously because of the lost source code, they couldn't. Also, I'm pretty sure I don't know if that's specifically in the original, if you need to do it this way, but I know that in the remake, which came out a couple of years ago, I think you have to shoot that door like 3 times to get it to open, which is why I can just instinctively shoot it. And fun fact about the remake, it has one achievement that I don't have. I have the PS4 version, and I specifically am missing 1 trophy from it, because I refuse to get it. Because there's a trophy for like lose all credits and die, and I have every other trophy in the game, including the one for like beat the game without taking a hit. So yeah, I don't really want to get the fail the game one after it.
I must compliment you. I didn't think you could make it this far. However, this is it. Let's see how good you really are.
Okay, so this is the third boss. This is a giant spider called the Hermit. So in case you haven't noticed by now, okay, I actually got hit by this thing, so I'm off to a bad start. So, all of the bosses in the mainline House of the Dead series, I have to specify in the mainline one because Overkill does not have them named after that. But in 1, 2, 3, 4, and Scarlet Dawn, they are all named after the major arcana of the Tarot deck, which has led me to one main thing that I have wanted for years. But one main thing that I have wanted for years, and I don't think I'm ever going to get it, but I really want it, and that is, I want the bosses of the House of the Dead series to all be summonable personas in a Persona game. Because, like, you have all of them, with one exception. In House of the Dead 1, you have the Chariot, the Hanged Man, the Hermit, and the Magician. In 2, it's Judgment. 2 is Judgment, Hierophant, Tower, Strength, Magician, Emperor. I'll continue once we get into the next level, because we are going into the final stage.
I'll get you, Curian.
And then in 3 there is Death, Sun, Death again, Fool, and Fortune. Although Fortune is listed as the Wheel of Fate. Then 5 is Justice, Lovers, Empress, Temperance, Star, and then World. And then in Scarlet Dawn there is, you fight Chariot and Hanged Man again, but there's the High Priestess and the Moon. Speaking of the Chariot, this is the boss rush. This final stage is largely just a boss rush. So I'll fight Chariot again, I'll beat it, then I'll fight Hanged Man again, fight through a few more waves of enemies, and then we fight the Magician. And the Magician, oh how I love that thing, it's one of my favourite bosses ever, which no doubt I'm going to make myself look like an absolute buffoon fighting it and just die to it. I'm gonna get like 8 continues on Magician, I just feel it. But yeah, so as of now, the only Arcana that doesn't have a boss in this series is the Devil, and honestly, I would just love to have a full set of all of the House of the Dead bosses as summonable personas in a future Persona game. I think that would be super sick. Like they all have like plenty of built-in resistances and stuff as well. Like you could definitely get something going with them. And also Sega like owns Atlas or something, so there shouldn't be much of an issue with it. There is also one other House of the Dead crossover that I would love to see. And I'll explain that a bit more once I get into the final fight with the Magician. But yeah, also I should probably just quickly run through... Oh, I got the treasure room! I've never made it to the treasure room. I've had an this must have been an insane run for me, okay. I've never seen the treasure room in this game before. I've only ever managed the treasure room in 2 once. I've never managed it in 1. I think I managed it in 3 once, and I've never managed it in 4. So I am very happy with this so far. I don't even know if I'm on track for a good ending, to be totally honest. Also, I'm quickly shooting with the Z key because my hand is starting to hurt. So, yeah. Just quickly mentioning that, in case you're wondering why I'm suddenly just shooting faster. Because hand hurt. Which honestly probably isn't a good sign, you know, because I have a final boss coming up in just a minute, but hey, here we are. Okay, yeah, I just got blitzed by those things. Also, congratulations to these guys for being the final regular enemies in the game. Okay, we have successfully made it to the Magician.
There's no way out, Curian.
I must admit, I really respect your consistency. But you will never, ever defeat me. Say hello to my masterpiece. Who are you? Nobody gives me instructions. I shall destroy everything. What happened? Why don't you follow my instructions?
Okay, so, the final boss, the Magician. This thing is one of my favorite bosses in probably any game ever. I love this boss fight. I think it's partially the music, it's partially the thing. Like, honestly, I think it's probably because I just love House of the Dead 2 so much, and it's my favorite boss fight in 2. And so, I said I was going to quickly mention the story of this game. Yeah, so basically the entire thing is Dr. Curian like unleashed all of his creations. So technically there's no zombies in this game. The zombies are his own creations. Yeah, this is a dire magician fight so far. So pretty much, Dr. Curian just created and unleashed all of these things. However, yeah, I'm getting absolutely blitzed by my magician here. Wow. So pretty much, you learn in House of the Dead 3 why he did it, and it was basically a lot of the scientists were leaving him because he went absolutely insane in trying to find a cure for his son Daniel. So you do see Daniel Curian in House of the Dead 3. He becomes your secondary player character right at the end for like the final section. And honestly, so the following statement is probably going to sound really cheesy. I like the story of these games. Like, unironically, I like the story of the House of the Dead games. Also, because I'm playing the player 1 side, I'm playing as Thomas Rogan here. If I was playing the player 2 side, I'd be playing as G. The only real difference is like 1 or 2 lines of dialogue. But hey, with that, Magician is defeated. And I think that was like 5 continues total.
Everything is over. I have nothing more to lose. However, I must go on. Goodbye, Curian. Farewell, Sophie.
And with that, we have successfully completed the original House of the Dead. The game isn't all that long, and honestly, considering I was playing it on the highest difficulty, I think we kind of got through that a lot easier than I expected to. But, yeah, I think that was, 5 continues total or something? I'll be able to now bring up the thing to compare it to other stuff. It's not knocking, Time Crisis 2 off its perch of being the one I beat in, 2 continues. But overall, this game is fantastic. It still holds up amazingly well 28 years after it first came out. And, yeah, absolute classic. I know that its remake gets a lot of flack. Its remake gets a lot of flack, and it does have a good few shortcomings. But ultimately, I can acknowledge that that remake does ultimately kind of need to exist. Because obviously, arcades are becoming less and less common things, and I don't think we should just let a game like this kind of fade out into the ether, because it's an all-time classic. Also, now we get to play a fun little minigame. Which ending do I get? Because there's 3 endings here. We get ending... We got the neutral ending. If you get the bad ending, you see Sophie at the door and she's a zombie and shoot her. Well, it's implied that you shoot her. Wow, I got rank 2. Very nice. And if you get rank, if you get a great result, if you get the best result, she is shown to be alive. I don't remember exactly what you need to do to get the good ending, though. I think it's like I know it has something to do with like the number of continues and your total score. I think it's like an odd number of continues, like do it deathless or something. Yeah, so that's 5 continues, because I had to put 1 credit in to start the game. Anyway, so my other thing that I wanted to mention is the House of the Dead is a series license thing. I really want a House of the Dead chapter in Dead by Daylight. I want the Magician as the killer, Rogan and/or G as the survivor. I think that could be super sick. You make Death from House of the Dead free. He has a skin for Blight, makes Strength a skin for Hillbilly. Genuinely, I would love to see that as a chapter. And I would love to actually ramble on about that at a later time, because I've had some thoughts and ideas. I might make a video on that at some point Pepperanch talks about. Anyway, I'm going to end off this video here, and whatchamacallit, Pokemon will be continuing tomorrow. So I'm going to end off this video here. I'll have a second run of this, I guess, just because I have it recorded. Just links in the description, so you'll be able to see the version where I played through without commentary, but my mouse kind of just gave up by the end. But anyway, as always, feel free to leave a comment or click any of the buttons down below if you feel so inclined, and I will hopefully see you all next time for more Pokemon Emerald, and yeah, we'll be doing Pokemon Emerald until the end of the year. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Later.